So, my first attempt at an impromptu video, just for shits and giggles, because I've been inspired. I write under the name of William Joseph Roberts, author, love science fiction, fantasy, horror, you name it, I like it. Or at least some aspect of it, in some way, fashion, or form. It's weird like that. My playlist on Pandora has everything from Mozart to death metal, back to ICP, and then to some big hair bands from the 80s, to some swing. It's all over the damn place. And, once upon a time, I had a podcast. It was a great thing. And we geared it towards the starving artist. The original thought was I was able to have a platform in order to share my work and promote my pen name. Well, it turned into an entirely different beast. Took over everything for a couple of years. I'm surprised that the wife didn't pack my shit and throw it out in the street. But I learned a lot. I learned a lot about networking, a lot about connecting with people, how to put something together. And we had a lot of fun. I mean, that was our Friday night gig, because when you got little ones and you work a lot of hours, you don't tend to go out too much or do many things. And, we still had youngins in diapers at that point. But I learned not to let something consume you and take over from what you're passionate about, which for me it's creation. I mean, you do the creative bits that the squirrels in the back of your head are screaming for you to make things, whether it's drawing or music or writing or whatever. You go out there with a pile of just rusty old scrap steel and build a dragon. I mean, that's some epic shit there, and some great recycling at the same time. But don't lose your focus and get sidetracked, because I got sidetracked for a few years. Well, I have been actively working on my writing semi-actively working on my writing for 20 plus years. High school, didn't really have much in the way of peers or anyone to help guide me. No one to tell me, send your stuff into here, or you need to look at this. I mean, my English teacher, she couldn't even really help me. She could help me with punctuation and stuff like that, but she pretty much just taught by the book. There was no extrapolation. I think she was a literature major instead of an English major. But fast forward, do my time through the military, and I start jotting things down. I'm drawing comic books and painting miniatures. I got into D&D while deployed and things like that. So, the muse found its outlets in other ways, but it never fully took hold like writing does. And I guess the biggest thing with my writing is when I evoke an emotion in someone. I've had just my rough outlined, dialogue section. My outline isn't an outline. It's a mixture of jotted notes and ideas and full sections of dialogue and action. And I've had friends and family, the wife, they've read them. I get the snorting nose laugh, and I've had people gagging at certain scenes, and it wasn't even complete. But the accomplishment of that physical reaction and emotions, I've had friends start to tear up from reading this section. That is gold to me. That's the ultimate goal. And it's not so much, I would absolutely love to get stupid rich and be free range and do what I want, write when I want, how I want. But, you know, reality is you got to make a buck, you got to pay the bills, so you got to have a day job. Maybe one day it'll pay off. We'll see. Regardless, I'm still going to ride it, because if I don't, the squirrels in the back of my head are going to drive me insane. It's something when your mind starts racing to the point that you're getting headaches because you can't get it out of your head. And it happened for a while because I was working 16, 70-hour work weeks at times just to get jobs done. And, you know, I learned from that experience because the more you take, the more they give. The more they give, the more you take. And it's an evil cycle. I mean, I'd be going into work at 4:35 in the morning, have people standing there in my cube waiting on me to get there. And just an all-day rotation. You couldn't get anything done because people asking this or that. You know, the shop was full of my jobs, which is an amazing thing. You walk out there and it's like, It was an accomplishment, but looking back, it was a false accomplishment. It wasn't where I wanted to be. So, these little nuggets, or whatever you want to call these, that I'm going to start doing possibly, are things that I've done, and I've done wrong, and I've lost my focus, and my writing has suffered, because I haven't been writing. I mean, yeah, life gets in the way. Babies, yeah. Most of the time, I write when the world is asleep. Or I take that 10, 15 minutes of lunch after I've shoved food down my gob hole and jot down another paragraph or two worth. It's not much, but it's progress in the right direction. Now, I've been working on a space opera. Pretty hard for the last 6 months. And I'm in the 20s on my chapters right now, and I'm still putting the rough meat in place and getting all my dialogue and the action. And I know there's going to be more once I go back through and start cleaning it up and doing the first draft clean, or polish on it. But, you know, if you've got these other ideas that pop in there, you gotta write them down. You gotta jot them down someplace. I usually have a Google Docs opened up, and I'll go in there and I'll jot the note down real quick, hide it behind other windows, and then go back to work. I mean, you know, I work in an office environment, so these guys stand around at times bullshitting about sports or politics or this or that. They'll stand there 15, 20 minutes. I don't think anybody's going to complain if I jot a note down in like 30 seconds. But just in case, you know, it is what it is. But here recent, I've been doing a lot of research because the squirrels have been wanting to learn and get things prepped ahead of time. Yes, I call them squirrels, and they have names. The head one's Frank. Yeah, Frank's an asshole. And he directs all the other damn squirrels. And they must be digging through some old files, because I've had memories popping up from when I was little and stuff. It's weird. But I've been doing this research on motorcycles, bikers, MCs, MC bylaws, you know, the difference between motorcycle clubs and social clubs and riding clubs.